Well, that was certainly not the result that I was really expecting from that game. I did think that Arsenal would get something from it, but unfortunately, it didn't come to pass. We draw 1-1 away in Germany with Bayer Leverkusen. Look, if I'm being honest, the performance was really disappointing. It felt like there was an air of expectancy around this game whereby we would walk over them quite easily, and that was definitely not the case. Bayer Leverkusen have played well against English sides this season. They've had a 2-2 draw against Newcastle in the league phase, as well as a 2-0 win against the Etihad at the Etihad. So we know what sort of environment we were putting ourselves into. But the fact is that we've been on such good run of form in Europe. 100% record has now gone like that. And it was only really through a late controversial penalty that we got anything out of the game. If we look at it itself, I thought in the first half it was very even, but it was just in the second half where things started to go wrong. Bayer Leverkusen came out of the blocks like that and took the lead early on through a corner, beating still our own game. Andrić just finds himself free at the back post. He shoves Eze off him like a fly and gets up, gets the header past David, and they lead 1-0. And look, for the majority of that second half, I did think it just wasn't going to be our day. We were creating chances, we just weren't taking them. But at the same time, we had so many players in the box, and the wingers and the fullbacks were just so reluctant to put it in there. And I was screaming to myself, sort of, just put it in the box, give it a go. You never know what will happen. It was really, really frustrating to see. I thought there were players that really just weren't up for it whatsoever. At 60 minutes, if you'd said to me he was going to switch the whole attack, I wouldn't have minded. That didn't happen. He only took off Saka. And to be fair, I could see that Madueke was phenomenal when he came on and completely changed the game, won the penalty, which obviously Kai Havertz then sticks away against his former club, back at Leverkusen for the first time since his move to Chelsea in 2020. Look, I still think we will go through in this tie. The good news is that we have the second leg at home. That's a massive advantage. But it's just really irritating that we didn't put in a good performance away from home and get this tie wrapped up in the first leg. You see teams like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, PSG, they've all got the job done. Atletico Madrid as well. They've all got the job done in the first leg, and I'd be very surprised if those teams didn't go through. But the positive is we have to bring them back to the Emirates. So we move on. We've got Everton at home on the weekend. That's a huge game now. City will obviously be baying for blood after their demolition job in the Bernabeu last night. They'll be looking to bounce back on the weekend and try and close the gap again, but we've got to keep a 7-point lead. Can we do it against Everton? I'm expecting us to. It was a 1-0 win at the Hill Dickinson back in December. This has got to be 3 points as well, and we've got to improve on what we saw last night.